Hello and welcome, you filthy football degenerates. You couldn't even go a weekend without your football. Not one. Well, neither could I. This is Nathan from the Fan Levitard Show, and I've been thinking pigskin, people. Specifically, what could the NFL learn from the XFL? I know you've been thinking it too. I got 6 takeaways from the first 2 games. Let's go ahead and break it down.
And so now it is time to take a look at the new extra point rule.
How'd you get that sack? I had determination. Oh, shoot. We got to go back. Rez needs 15. It is safer version of a football kicker. It is.
Kid thought about going to the left side, and he is brought down.
Is incomplete. Got separated from the ball, and a huge hit to secure the win for Arlington.
All right, so I just had to give you a little sizzle there before jumping in. Leave you a little clues, a little breadcrumbs to what I think the NFL should be learning from the XFL. And the first one is such a no-brainer to me. That's the kickoff, right? The XFL has found a way to still have kickoffs, make a return, and make it safer, right? There's almost always a return, which when you hear about people, don't get rid of the kickoff, it's so exciting. Well, the XFL didn't get rid of it, and it's safe, right? You don't have players running the full field down. So what they do is they kick off from the 30, but the return team and the kicking team are lined up 5 yards apart. Return team 30, kicking team 35. They don't get to move till the ball is caught. So it's only a 5-yard head steam, still possibility for a big, exciting play, and this is such a no-brainer that the NFL should pick this up. The next thing that I love about the XFL is their PAT system. They got a 3-point PAT. I love that. So they got a 1-pointer from where in the NFL that'd be a 2-point conversion from the 2-yard line. You go for 2 from the 5-yard line, and you go for 3 from the 10-yard line. This is so much better than the NFL's 1 and 2 because majority of the time, teams are still just going for 1. It's boring. People don't watch it. That's like they score a touchdown, you get up from the TV, you walk away, right? So it's a no-brainer because now I'm watching that play because I want to know what are they going to do? Go for 1, go for 2, go for 3. So I'm not getting up and walking away. I want to see the extra point attempt. And that's a big deal, right? You could have a little timeout, NFL. You could throw in a teeny tiny 10, 15-second commercial, make a little bit more money, and I wouldn't mind it one bit. The other thing about the PAT system is it always makes it feel like it's still a game. The second game of the day, Orlando versus Houston, the Roughnecks was a blowout. But it didn't feel like that because even though it was 6-24, I still stuck around and watched a little bit because I'm like, hey, it's a 2-possession game. Lynch is out. Let's see what this new kid can do, right? So the game still feels close, right? So those two just feel like such no-brainers to me. The third thing I think the NFL could learn is the onside kick. 4th down, 15-yard conversion from the 25. I think the NFL should absolutely look into it. I mean, onside is another place where injuries happen. So it just would be better. A 4th down 15 play. I mean, that was so exciting in the Vipers Renegades game where they didn't get the conversion, but you felt like they were still in it. Although it was unclear. They did say it was untimed down, but that down was clearly timed. 7 seconds ran off the clock. I like it better if it's a untimed down because it felt like, Perez held the ball a little bit longer to get him even deeper down the field to have a chance at another play. Like if he catches that there and, they got 8 seconds set up there, then, maybe they got a chance at one more play and a field goal. So I just think even, that game where in the NFL you miss that 2-point conversion, it's over, right? XFL, that game still did not feel over. I still am motivated to watch the game, not turn it off, which is what you want. You don't want your customers turning off the game. These are big wins for the NFL. The other last thing that I think the NFL can pick up on is some of that insider access. Great moment at the end of the game where they're interviewing the guy who gets the sack, and then, oh shoot, I gotta go back in the game for the onside kick, right? Defense is coming out. That was a great moment, but they talk to all these players right after it happens. Cody Lattimore has to answer, hey, did you, the Fail Mary that happened in the Roughnecks and Guardians game, did you catch that? Of course he's going to say he caught it, right? But it's just a unique opportunity where you get to see the players, you get to recognize them more, they get to respond to it, more insider access. I do think there's two things that the NFL might avoid or doesn't need to take, and that is also the insider access. I don't think they need to go as in deep, and it's maybe a little risky with how much Bill Belichick likes to cheat. If you have the head coach calling out the plays, Bill Belichick is going to find a way to just have somebody relay that to him super fast. So I don't think you have to go so in depth, but those quick player hits and some of the other access that you get, I think really make the broadcast of a game much more entertaining. And I think from an NFL perspective, having players like more time with their helmets off, being seen, is good for the players in terms of becoming superstars, right? I mean, NBA players have much higher Q ratings, maybe because NBA is more of a global game, but also because you're always seeing their face, right? Now you get more opportunities in a game to get these quick little hits. You're recognizing more players and more different types of players, right? You could be going to anybody anytime for any reason, a D lineman. So I just think that part of it is great, but the NFL doesn't need to go full access with how much the coaches go and, telling you a play before it happens. I think that is good, but the NFL is so big that it just feels like somebody's going to find a way to cheat and they're going to stop doing it. So why even try? The other thing is the XFL does this thing where the clock doesn't stop on an incomplete pass, or it does, but then after a 10-second runoff, the clock starts running again. I don't think the NFL has to pick that up. I have no issues of NFL games being too long, although those that aren't fans would maybe appreciate it. I think for the XFL, they'll keep it. That's great, because I do want those games to go by a little bit faster because, I'm not as invested, but I'll stick around if it's a shorter, quicker, more action-oriented broadcast. And those are my main takeaways that I think the NFL should absolutely pick up from the XFL. This is Nathan from the Fan Laboratory Show. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share what you think the NFL should learn from the game as well. And I'll see you next time.